James Howell here, Athletic Field Specialist for St. Johns County Parks and Recreation. In this tutorial, we're going to demonstrate a couple ways to maintain athletic fields and some of the things that you can do to help us out to make our lives easier so that we can maintain a better park and better athletic fields. One of the most important aspects when maintaining a baseball field is simply raking. It comes down to something so simple that a lot of times, if done improperly, could damage the ball field or cause clay in the grass, which will eventually cause humps. So starting at the mound, when you rake the mound, which is one of the most important parts of a baseball field, when you push the dirt down toward the grass, you're going to want to stop around a foot or at least 6 to 8 inches before you push the clay all the way to the edge of the grass, and you'll actually pick the rake up and put it on the grass line and pull towards you to finish the rake so that you're not throwing clay into the grass. One of the most important things that you can help us do, which saves us a lot of time in the mornings, is pulling the bases with a base anchor cleaner and raking around them, cleaning them out, and then properly placing them back in. There's a tool that we use for it, and it will help out a lot. You can pull the base, clean it properly, place it back in. You shouldn't have to jump on it or anything. It should wiggle back in unless the anchor is damaged, and then it needs to be replaced. Before dragging a field, a lot of times you'll want to rake around the bases. This way you don't always have to pull the base and clean around it until it starts to get mounded up a little bit from practice sliding into the bases and things like that. So to properly rake around the base, it's pretty simple. You just square it up and rake each side of it. And this way you stay away from the base a lot more when you're trapping, and you don't hit it with the belly blades of the sand trap machine or things like that, which could cause damage to the base or the anchor, and it just doesn't make as smooth of a drag. If you have access to a trap machine, also known as a bunker rake, here's some tips that you can do to help not get the clay in the grass. One thing about the clay, once it gets into the grass, it compacts and it's very hard to ever remove without cutting out the field, pulling the clay back and replacing the sod. When you're trapping, you don't want to get too close, whether you're using belly blades or a back piece. You don't want to get too close to the grass. It's better to just stay off of it a foot, because if you're going at a substantial speed, you're throwing a lot of clay up into the grass, which you don't want. If you can't get to it with a trap, don't risk it, just rake it. So another thing we'd like to discuss is when you have a substantial amount of rain. The rainfall will cause puddles a lot of times, and a lot of people you'll see just go out and try to immediately correct the puddles, try to help drainage. I've seen things as crazy as trenches that could really destroy a field. The best thing to do is to give it at least 20 to 30 minutes before you touch it, because for one, you could get more rainfall. There might be another cloud right behind that one that's carrying rain. Also, it hasn't given it enough time to naturally soak in yet. Once you've had 20 or 30 minutes after a rain and it's time to get out there and get that field ready for game time or whatever, you don't want to use a squeegee. Those are things of the past. And if you do, for some reason, have to use a squeegee, you don't have anything else on hand, a squeegee or a roller, you never want to roll the clay all the way to the grass. You can disperse the puddle to a drier part of the field and then rake it in, rake in quick dry, whatever you have to do, turfus, things like that. There's all kinds of products, conditioners, things, whatever you have on hand. Keep it out of the grass is the best thing you could do. We hope that this tutorial video helps in maintaining outstanding athletic fields here in St. Johns County for all of us to enjoy. Have a great day.